My Guy Mars. I know you've collaborated with everybody, but there's one specific collaborator I want to ask about, just to see if you got any insight, because the streets are weighing in. Any communication with Frank recently? You got any insight? We got something coming from Mr. Ocean?
There's a robot right here down the street that is delivering some food, and this is crazy.
Facts. We're in a window right now, and you never seen that? That's the Postmates
I have, but I
robot.
haven't seen that one. Like it's
that
like
thing
a wheelchair.
is genius. It will stop at lights.
It's like stopped in front of the dude. Like, excuse me.
Oh, you're trying to duck the Frank Ocean question. You know, he has info on Frank. What do you got on Frank, man? Woo! All right, everybody. It's your boy Maiwan here at Dash Radio on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Today we got a homecoming. Today we got our guy back in the building, Grammy Award winning, platinum producer, incredible artist, MyGuyMars. How are you doing?
Yes, sir. What's up, my guy?
Man, great to have you here.
Thank you for having me, man.
You know, I gotta know, we appreciate you first off. As we were just saying, man, Grammy Award winning, platinum producers get a different kind of love.
Thank you,
know?
Man. You can add Diamond too. It's a diamond in there somewhere.
Oh, we got Diamond, huh? From Stronger?
Just FYI, yeah.
God damn, we got
not to toot my own horn, but just to show that it's possible. You know
I'm gonna go back and edit every time I said platinum and supplement diamond. It's just gonna sound weird. That's incredible, man.
Yeah, man. God is amazing.
This is the reason I said homecoming. When I was an intern with DJ Ski, shout out to DJ Ski. Back in the day, I remember at the Ski Lodge, you were that producer in there, and I remember your work ethic was crazy because you were always in there. Right. I'm like an intern trying to like gain my rep, and you were always in there, and I'm like, it was always like, I just always remember being like, this motherfucker Mars is working so hard, and you were cooking up beats all day.
Well, yeah,
all day.
I'm addicted to it, man. Addicted to it.
And that was probably like 2010, 11 or something like that, like back when. Fast forward, you know, a decade later, you have produced for, if I was to do the list of names of people you produced for, that'd be this whole thing. Like the sun would go down, we'd be out.
I don't think so.
It'd be like tomorrow.
I appreciate that.
For anyone who doesn't know who's gonna be watching this, you know, Nipsey, rest in peace, Jay-Z, Beyonce, Frank Ocean, fucking, let's name some of the local homies too. Audio Push. Fucking,
yeah, of course. Audio Push, Price, Problem, Game, Snoop, of course.
Of course.
Gave us our start.
T.I.
Yeah, like, Tip.
Yeah, your credits are incredible, but I got to start this. Today is a special day. It's also a day that we'll always mourn. Rest in peace, Uncle Chuck.
Yes, sir.
Happy C-Day, I should
sir.
say.
Happy C-Day, Uncle Chuck, man.
I hope I don't get in trouble for saying C-Day.
Nah, man. Everybody know it's all love, man. That's, you know, it's love and it's, you know, and it's Christ. You know what I'm saying? God is love. You know what I'm saying? Love is God. We know what it is, California. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like he's always watching over you, Rance, Brody. And you know what I mean? Because he was such a special part of what you guys have done for the last 10 plus years. If you don't mind me asking, was it like hard when you woke up? You know what I mean? Thinking like, damn, it's Chuck's.
Yeah, I mean, it still is. You know, today is, you know, a little, you know, a lot, very, very much so emotional. But like, you know, the way that we've always expressed our emotions are through music and with each other. So, you know, it's kind of like the one side of me not having him to be able to express the emotion, you know what I'm saying? But then to be able to, you know, appreciate all the memories and everything, you know what I'm saying, that I've had and the experiences that I've had. And to say that he was on the same stage, you know, right next to me for all of the performances, from Takeoff's funeral, from Futures, or all these, you know, incredible artists, all of these incredible people. So, you know, it's dope to see like the legacy that, you know,
absolutely
he left, as well as me being a part of it. You know,
absolutely. So I think one of the most beautiful things that 1500 or Nothin has done is the Academy.
Love.
To me, it's like the equivalent to like Snoop's youth football league. Like I found out Blue Bucks Clan, we were in the same room when I found out, I think DJ told me they played in his league.
Oh, for real?
And they were
when
like,
I was younger?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. That's
they
crazy.
said if we didn't play in Snoop's football league, one of them said, like, I don't remember the exact quote, but he said, I don't know if I'd be here. I don't know if I would have had my head straight and gotten to where I got to.
Right.
And I think with your academy, you guys are just giving opportunity to hundreds, if not thousands, of artists. And the span of your life, just the Academy will impact millions of lives.
Absolutely.
So I got to give you flowers for that.
Thank you, man. I
appreciate
it, man. Appreciate it. It's a collective effort.
Of going diamond, going platinum, winning Grammys. To me, just that Academy is one of the most special things you have done and you guys as a collective have done.
Thank you, man. For real. I mean, of course, education has always been, something that we, implement and strive to keep conveying, you know what I'm saying? Whether it's through the music or, through interviews or, just talking to people. We've been doing it since we started, So, and that goes to show from the extension of 1500 or Nothin, because I'm pretty sure like people that are real, 1500 or Nothin fans know, there were these 5 guys, that you mainly knew, and then now it's like you don't know who is gonna be there. But that's the incredible thing, is that we've been able to impart our knowledge and our education, into other people to be able to change their lives.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So it's dope to be able to do that through an academy or do that through a school and a program.
It's so fucking incredible.
In addition to just doing it.
And it's not like you guys are free. It's not like Mars like works 3 hours a week or nothing. Like you guys are busy motherfuckers.
No, yeah,
touring.
kind of, yeah, for sure.
Between like the collective, you guys are someone's on the road probably at all times. Right?
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
Super busy. So what's the motivation to put so much? Because I imagine like the academy, it's not like a tax. You're not doing it for selfish reasons. So what's the reason? What made you guys say like we're gonna put a lot of our energy, effort, and resources into this?
I think again it's the same thing that I was just explaining is we've never not did it. So to be able to have the opportunity, the relationships, investors, certain things that came into play to allow it to actually happen, come into fruition, then it just made sense because we're doing it naturally. You know what I'm saying?
That's a great point.
Yeah. So, same thing with my concert series after Church LA. Like I'm always on my live looking for artists and producers and trying to give people opportunities because we didn't have those opportunities.
Yeah.
So, my concert series, we've been doing it since like 2017, but we've changed so many lives, discovered people. Some people have been signed, people have been on tour. People,
absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? A lot of things have happened for these people, but I think because it's not an outlet or, somebody that once they obtain a certain amount of success in our city, it's not too many people that like reach back or become that bridge to,
Very true.
It doesn't even have to be a reach back thing. It's just like, show the blueprint of how you got there and like let people know that it's, it's able to be achieved as well as being, somewhat accessible. You know what I'm saying? Because if people know that they can get the information directly from you and that you're actually doing what they want to do, then, you know what I'm saying? It's easier.
Listen, I can attest to this because I was a young intern. I want to say I was 18 when I started. I probably met you at like 18, 19, or 20. And I remember, I don't vividly remember, but I do remember a lot of the sessions I would see you producing. And that's when I realized, I was like, well, I'm not a producer. I was like, this motherfucker is nasty, and I am not that good at producing. But you were always willing to explain. If I ever had like a question, I just always remember, I always had fond memories of Mars. And it was always like, this motherfucking Mars, like I love this dude.
Man.
And
glad it was that, not the,
No,
the
you were
moments.
always cool, man. This is like, I promise, if anyone has met Mars, anyone is going to meet you, like you're just incredibly kind.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
You give back a lot. But we got to talk about No Days Off too, man.
Yes, sir.
Project is out. The No Days Off came out in what, 2016?
Yep.
It's been about 7 years.
Yep.
What made? Because I know you got records. I know if you wanted to, you could put out probably 17 albums by the end of the year.
Absolutely.
What made Mars say it's time? It's been 7 years. Now it's time for No Days Off too.
Just where I was in my life. I had went through, the same thing, just like losing Nip, losing more people. You know what I'm saying? And this being something that was therapeutic, as well as I found myself back in the same state that I was when I created the first project. So when I created the first project, I kind of created it on accident just because I was like in a rhythm of just always like hearing music. Like I was so addicted to it. Like I was on tour, but I'd still be listening to stuff. Or I'm on tour, but I'm still writing. What's up, my guy? I'm on tour, but I'm still listening to beats or. So it's like to still be able to like do that and like make a whole project from it. I got to the point now where like, okay, I didn't have no studio, I didn't have this, I didn't have X, Y, and Z, but you know, having my son and just, you know what I'm saying, more responsibility, less people around, losing my friend. It was just a lot that I had to say.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? And like, you know, I really got in the mode of, you know, artist mode is what I like to call it, because people will look at me like, yo, he got the chains, he got all the, you know, you platinum and all this stuff. But it's like, bruh, I literally had to go rent a studio every time. I had to go pay the engineer every time. I had to go do the same thing that every other artist does to make, you know, a full project. So, you know, I think me taking those steps and like taking myself serious as an artist and making myself do it, you know, I think that's what like kind of like made it easier for me to get tapped in and just, you know, like convince myself that, you know, let me just put the music out because this is for me. And I'm sure that somebody else can be blessed by it, because if it's therapeutic for me, then, you know, and it's things that I'm going through that I'm talking about, then I'm sure, you know, it can help other people. So.
100%, man. No, 100%. And I'll tell you, like, my favorite record is You Know What's Up.
Oh, fire! Thank you.
The way you brought that Donnell Jones record back, but it sounded like some old school Dog Pound shit. It really reminded me of that record from Dog Pound. Something about putting the candle out. I can't remember what it was called from the first Dog Pound album, but it felt like that old school kind of death row G-Funk. G-Funk is the right way to put it.
Production,
Felt like that, but then when the hook hit, I'm like, oh, this motherfucker's smooth. I'm like, he did that because you brought that R&B vibe to this Cali West Coast production. Yep. So that was my favorite record.
You know your stuff, man.
Man, of course, bro. A little bit, man. The joint with Asia. Was it To the Top?
Yeah, yep.
Super
to the
dope.
Top.
Super
Shout
dope.
out to Asia.
It just
she
shows
slid on there.
Your range. Those 30 records show everything you're capable of. Like I said, from the G-Funk to that record with Asia, it was more like new wave hip hop.
Right.
Sounded like that. Kind of like this new sound that like Uzi and other artists
like
been
the
doing.
cyber pop,
Exactly.
like trap, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you can do it all, man. You can definitely do it all. I want to ask you, I asked Barodi the same thing, because you guys have been in the room. You guys have been in the room with fucking everybody. Mm-hmm. Is there one session that you vividly remember, like one that you felt like changed your life, or you had like an outer body experience, like I'm in this fucking room right now?
Session probably. You know what? Together, probably like Music Soul Child.
Really?
Probably Music Soul Child. That was the first time, like, you know, like we were all kids working, you know, and we was at Warren Campbell's studio, and I had developed a relationship with Music Soul Child, and he wanted to just work with our band. So we had gotten a studio, and like it was just, we was like, man, we can't believe we in here with music, but like the way that we was playing and the way that his energy was, it was just so like, you know, it was like fire. I'm like, oh, we made it. Like, you know what I'm saying? I felt like that. I'm looking, Chuck like, is playing guitar, Brody playing bass. Like, it's just like, it's lit. You know what I'm saying? So it's like those moments are the things that, you know, let you know that you're doing something right, and also put the battery pack in you to let you know you can, you know, keep going.
Absolutely. No, because we grew up off music.
Exactly.
Like, we really grew up off music. And wait, what album were you guys working on music? Did that music see the light of day?
Well, we were just, we were working on, well, I was specifically working with him around the time that I did that project, the No Days Off project.
Oh,
in 2016,
shit. Okay,
a little bit earlier than that. So it was a project that he came out with Warren Campbell. He produced like the majority of it.
Oh, okay.
And that project, we were just rehearsing as a band. He wanted to hear like how we would play, you know, show tracks and stuff. He wanted to go out as a band.
And he's super cool. Music, cool. I've only got the chance to meet him once here at Dash. He's just super cool.
He's really dope.
You can just tell, like, I have this like dog-like instinct where I feel like I can tell when someone's just good or bad. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Right when I met Music, I'm like, oh, that's a nice ass dude. He's just a good dude.
Yeah, no, he's cool, man. Shout out to Music, man.
Yeah, shout out to Music.
I learned a lot from him for sure.
Now I know you grew up off R&B. You know what I mean? You grew up in a household kind of
really
like
gospel.
Yeah. So I got you a gift. I gift every artist an album from my CD collection.
Oh, fire.
And with you, sometimes I can look up the artist and, you know, in an interview or something, they'll say like, well, my favorite album is, you know.
Yeah.
With you, I wasn't able to find that, but that kind of makes it exciting because it was like, okay, I'm gonna go off a limb here. So if you actually reach under your desk here, to the left, all the way to the left, you'll feel the CD.
All right.
That is yours. I want to see what you think. Let me know if I got this right.
I think I knocked it over.
Oh.
No, I didn't. Boom. Oh my goodness. Oh, this is one of my favorite CDs, bro. My favorite projects.
Is it?
Wow. Yes. Wow, this is crazy. My mom bought me this. This is What's Going On.
Marvin.
The album by Marvin Gaye. This album is classic. Mercy, Mercy Me is on here.
What's going on?
Oh my God,
everything.
bro.
There's not a miss on there.
No facts.
I had to give that to you because I know you grew up in a, you know, listening to gospel. You grew up. That's what's so interesting to me about 1500 is you guys all grew up in the church, but y'all have done like Nipsey records. Y'all have done some of the most hood shit LA has ever heard.
Absolutely. That's where it come from, man. You know, like, you know, church is like, you know, well, the definition of church is where man meets God and God meets man. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, our spirits are, you know, embedded with these gifts that we didn't ask for, that God just blessed us with. You know what I'm saying? So when you have the gift, if you love the gift enough and you know, love God enough to, you know, expand the gift, you know what I'm saying? You're gonna nourish it. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna learn. You're gonna do as much as you can. And I feel like we've done those things and taking care of our gifts enough to be able to allow God to bless us from, you know what I'm saying, how we've taken care of it. So I think that's like the foundation. So like, you know, the music is easy because it's like, that's the soulful element, the foundation, the church, the spiritual element, because music is spiritual.
Absolutely.
So it's literally, you know, the same thing. So just being able to like convey how different artists feel, you know, is like our job as producers. You know what I'm saying? So like it makes, you know, you may not have grew up in the gospel home, but you may want to, you know, convey something that, you know, feels really urgent and emotional. Yeah. But, you know, I have to infuse the gospel thing a different way. Yeah. Because you don't understand it with organs. So I might play the same chords, but just play it with a different synthesizer or a different sound where it's like, oh, that sound fire. Like, what is that? But it still gives you the feeling of, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So those are the different things that we have to like, you know, take into consideration and figure out how to, you know, incorporate everything to where it's just music. It's not like, oh, this is gospel, this is country, this is, even though I've done all of it. I just did my first country song or first country album like last year just to say I could do it.
Yeah, just to
shout out to Willie Jones. But, you know, saying all that to say, like, you know, music is music. So as long as you can, you know, save people through your music, you can inspire people through your music, I feel like, you know, we're doing what we're supposed to do.
Absolutely. No, and I really think that coming up in the church, if I'm correct, you, Brody, and Rance and Chuck met up in the church and were abandoning, right?
Yep.
Wait, am I missing somebody when I mentioned you four? I feel like I am.
So
I'm a dickhead. My bad. Whoever he's about to mention.
No, it's okay. Bam, our original drummer who played on the drums on "Show Me What You Got."
Okay, Bam.
Bam, Brody, original keyboard player Jonathan. Myself. Jonathan isn't mentioned too much, but he was there. Shout out to Jonathan and Rance and Chuck.
Okay, so I was missing Bam and Jonathan.
Yeah, so
my bad, y'all. I'm not
and
perfect.
Then in addition to that, we had the background singers. We had
of course, you guys are
James Fauntleroy.
Yep, shout out to James Fauntleroy.
Brittany Burrell. It was going crazy. So
God damn, the shit you guys have done. It's fucking wild.
It was crazy.
But I really feel like that church background has to have played a role in how long you guys have been rocking together. Because it's not easy. Like in music especially, I would say it's like a 3 to 4 year lifespan that any 2-3 people work together. Do you feel like that church background has played a role? Because this has been over a decade.
Excuse me. Yeah, absolutely. I think the church background, in addition to, you know, like building a foundation together. You know what I'm saying? When you build something together, you know, nobody can like rewrite that. Nobody can say they're responsible for it. None of that. So it's like, you know, even if you know, outside the building, whatever you're building, you know, Brody is doing his own thing. He's an artist. He signed to Def Jam now. James been doing his own thing. He got Cocaine 80s. Rance is doing, you know, I'm doing my project. Like, everybody's doing something, but it all thrived off of the foundation that we built. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, like, I think establishing a foundation and having something that you can build off of is always important, and that may give you a little bit more, like, leverage. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
Especially when the business and the relationship and communication and all of that is right. If it's just...
Because the business always gets in the way of it. Like,
Absolutely.
from the Beatles to fucking even, like,
Tony,
3 6 Mafia,
3 6 Mafia,
Tony,
TLC,
it
goes
always.
on and on.
But some, by way of God, like, you know, with the whole church reference, but literally, even by way of God, man, 1,500 or nothing, 10 years, you know, plus that, it's just incredible. I really got to applaud you guys. What you guys
amazing.
have done for LA, to me, is fucking amazing.
Thank
you. You personally have seen and been responsible for 3 renaissances in LA to me. There was when the Game popped.
Okay.
When the Game, especially when he left, when, you know, he did the GU Not, which I was the biggest GU Not fan. The GU Not movement is why I'm here today.
Wow.
Because I met DJ Ski backstage at a show, and I was such a big fucking fan of the Game. I walked up to him and said, I can do every bar on 300 bars. Let me go. And Ski was like, what? And I only knew who Ski was because of the GU Not shit. So
wow.
the GU
That's
Not,
crazy.
when that happened, the Game left, and he did Doctor's Advocate.
Mm-hmm.
Boom, you guys were there.
Facts.
And then fast forward, and there was a lot, when I said there's a lot that happened between, but fast forward, we have the Kendrick time, where it was like, to me, that was another renaissance of West Coast. We had Kendrick, Odd Future. That's when Nipsey really got recognized. You know what I mean? It wasn't just like he was some hood rapper. It's like, no, this is a fucking icon.
Quality music.
So then there was that renaissance, okay? Fast forward again, like a bunch of motherfuckers fell off and shit. Fast forward again, you guys are still around, and we have Blue Bucks, Asia, we got One Take J, we got another renaissance happening, and you guys are like still here and contributing and part of it.
That's crazy. I never looked at it like
amazing,
that.
Man. Absolutely
He's
amazing.
like, why won't y'all go away?
No, please don't. Get the fuck out of here. No. That was not my angle with this.
I'm just playing, man. No, I appreciate it. I never looked at it like that.
Yeah, there's been moments in LA between, but to me, like those 3 moments where the Game, because G-Unit and just Aftermath at the time, that the whole world revolved around that, and the Game sprouted from that, and you were right there. I still remember why you hate the Game. Just Blaze worked with y'all, right?
Yeah.
That is one of the craziest hip-hop produced tracks in the history of hip-hop produced tracks. Like, because Just Blaze was in this pocket, and it was the same thing with Show Me What You Got, where Just Blaze was like, I'm not going to flip samples. I'm going to actually work with instrumentalists and do the same thing he did on, like, Blueprint and all that Rockefeller shit, but do it with real instruments.
Absolutely.
Fucking Why You Hate the Game is one of the craziest produced tracks, and you guys were there.
Shout out to Just, yeah, for sure, man.
How did that work? Like, so did Just call you guys like, yo, I need a band to play all this, or how did that work out?
So we were already working with Just Blaze, and I believe we were supposed to be working on for Detox. I think Just Blaze was supposed. Shit. I think Just Blaze was working on Detox, and he wanted us to, you know, Rance and I to come like help, and he had ended up doing something. We'll go up there and do some stuff, and then he ended up doing this one particular track. He's like, yo, like I need like the whole band. I need 1,500 on this one. I need y'all to go crazy. So we go up there, listen, man. We was like, everybody heard exactly what they wanted, what they were supposed to do, and Chuck went and got the bass. Really, to be honest, I play bass because Chuck is always late. So I play bass.
Rest in peace, man.
Rest in peace. Hey, it is what it is. So I played bass, when it first started, and then I'm like, all right, cool. Just is like, woo, because I'm just doing a regular So just like, oh, that's fire. All right, cool. So I cut it, and then Chuck walks in. So I'm like, yeah, like, hey, yeah, I just played the bass, man. Play guitar. Like, he like, nah, let me see that bass right quick. I'm like, So I probably got like 2 bars in the song.
Hey, 2
but
more
all
bars.
The rest of it is Chuck. Chuck is doing all that crazy stuff. That's Chuck showing off. So, you know what I'm saying? It was dope that, like, how it happened. It just was, like, magic.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It was a whole video we was filming on MySpace.
I remember
that.
I
think somebody took it down.
It's on. Oh, it used to be on YouTube. I used to watch this shit all the fucking time.
People
it
would
was
tell
just
me that
Blaze
all the
with
time,
the
bro.
orchestration, and they were like, "Why you hate?" And Blaze, you know, like I think for the cameras, it kind of like, "Yo, do it again, bring it up a little bit," and then. But that to me was it's still one of my favorite produced hip hop records ever. Because it was analog, it was raw, but then it was that Just Blaze production that just larger than life.
Crazy,
but
man.
that was supposed to be for Detox. So
well,
why
we was working on music for Detox.
Okay.
So it was like the energy,
God,
you know what I'm saying, the direction.
This might be for Dre.
And then once he did that, it was just like, you know, like this only makes sense.
Yeah.
You know?
I've heard a lot of, because there was a whole, I've asked some Dr. Dre collaborators, they have told me no, but I think they're lying. I think a lot of that music in that time, that because Dre was in his pocket with like Get Rich or Die Trying, Beg for Mercy, the documentary. Dre was really in his pocket. That was like, that might have been Dre's deepest pocket next to like The Chronic and Doggy Style. And
Shout out to my guy Lo. Shout out to my guy Angelo. That was, you know, really like bringing all the vibes and, you know what I'm saying, the productions, especially the productions that weren't Dr. Dre, because a lot of the songs that you love are not Dr. Dre produced.
He's a
songs.
composer.
So, but I'm just saying,
no,
in
you're
addition
right.
to that, like Dre, I'm not discrediting Dre. I'm just saying, my guy Lo was his A&R and was running his label. So he's the one that got all of those beats. Like he's the one nobody talks about that, but he's the reason why.
Hey, shout out
like
to Lo. We are
Dreams,
giving you your flowers.
the song with Kanye, the song with anything. Look, Hate It or Love It, Cool and
So
Dre.
Lo was
anything
in his pocket.
Anything that wasn't Dre, Lo was getting all the music. And I know that because I be studying.
Shout out to Lo, man.
Shout out to Lo and shout out to...
I'm a student at all times, so
facts.
Good to know.
And so I wanted to say that just to let people know, because like there's so many different positions in the music industry. So, you know, you don't have to be the person to push the button to actually make something be amazing. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of us that's like, a lot of people that's watching, a lot of people that's listening, you know, they're like, yo, I want to be a producer. Where do I start? And that's cool. But also we need A&Rs and we need executives and we need managers and we need, because it's like, if we got 1 million producers, who's gonna
do
anything?
The record, put
like,
it out,
you know
market
what I'm saying?
it for
So,
sure.
Yeah, that's a very imperative and important part.
Well, shout out to Lo.
Yeah.
What I was gonna say was that Lo and Dre and Aftermath in general, I felt like they were gearing towards Detox, and then by Dre almost not releasing Detox, we got all these artists got this incredible production. Like the energy you guys put into Why You Hate the Game. I imagine thinking you're doing something for Dre, you're like, oh, I'm bringing my A game. You're like, I'm dropping 50, 10 rebounds, 12 assists. Like you came in ready, but then you know the game ended up benefiting in 50 and fucking Tony Yayo, all these artists that dropped projects at that time. So I'm glad I got some insight. Shout out to Lo.
Love, man.
Shout out to Lo. So we got to get back to MyGuyMars. I know you've collaborated with everybody, but there's one specific collaborator I want to ask about, just to see if you got any insight, because the streets are weighing in. Any communication with Frank recently? You got any insight? We got something coming from Mr. Ocean?
There's a robot right here down the street that is delivering some food, and this is crazy.
Facts. We're in a window right now, and you never seen that? That's the Postmates.
I have, but I haven't
robot.
seen that one. Like it's
that
like
thing
a wheelchair.
is genius. It will stop at lights.
It's like stopped in front of the dude. Like, excuse me.
Oh, you're trying to duck the Frank Ocean question. You know, he has info on Frank. What do you got on Frank, man? We got something.
Man. I just I'm just trying to get my blind plaque. That's all. I'm just trying to get my blind plaque.
Okay, Frank is coming. If I got anything from this moment, Frank is coming. Mars didn't.
I'm trying to get my blind plaque. You know
Come
what I'm
on,
saying?
Frank.
Y'all can help me get my blind
give him
plaque.
the blonde plaque, Frank.
Come on, label.
Come on.
Prove my blind plaque.
Is that on Frank or the label?
I would like to say a little bit of both.
Okay.
I mean, the label controls it, but if the artist says, "Hey, label," and they have enough leverage to say, "Hey, label," but we ain't doing no plaques right now.
Yeah.
They got to do whatever.
Okay.
Artist says they have the leverage to say that.
Moral of the story, Frank is coming. I'm pretty sure Frank is coming, and MyGuyMars knows. He tried to allude to a robot he saw outside. He's like, damn, the weather's cold out there.
I just want my plaque, man.
That's just what I wanted to know. That's just what I wanted to know. But speaking of these different moments in LA, we're in another renaissance out here. I mean, I can go down the list. It'll take me forever. But Blue Bucks, fucking AZ Chike, yeah, Jason Cash, One Take J.
Shout out my guy Jason.
All these people. Asia. There's really Wally the Sensei. I can't do this without shouting out fucking Wally the Sensei. Garrido's home. Shout out 03. Who are some of the artists you're really excited about? Because you've seen it. You've seen artists go from, you know, Bullets Ain't Got No Names to Victory Lap. Who are you excited about now? Who would you put your money on?
That's a great question. I'm excited about those type of artists, like how you just said, like Bullets Ain't Got No Names, and like the reason why Nip was special is because he's like one of the only artists that has ever like really valued the music enough to say, okay, look, I study how everybody else did their music. I study how Jay-Z only had Kanye, Bink, and Just Blaze.
Blueprint, right? Yeah.
Like
Absolutely.
that's his sound.
Absolutely.
Nipsey studied like, okay, Puffy has the Hitman. Like, okay, these people, you know, So Def, JD, and Brian Michael Cox. He studied like the success of these labels and was a real student. And he was like, you know what? I'm tripping. Like, I'm with Mike and Keys and 1500. Y'all are my sound. Y'all know me more than anybody. So then now we're the blueprint and the foundation. You know what I'm saying? And it's easier to guide an artist. It's easier to try things. It's easier to, you know, he might not fuck with something that, you know what I'm saying, we want to do, but he'll just do it because he trusts us. This is how we get the songs that y'all got. You know what I'm saying? But when artists feel like they know everything, I don't really want to work with artists like that because it's a lot of artists that like they're getting success from what they're doing, but it's not timeless. Or it's not really inspiring. It's just entertaining, which is cool because we need, you know, it's the entertainment business.
Yeah,
but,
yeah.
You know, you want something with substance eventually.
So who's inspiring Mars right now? Who do you think has it? Like who? Not to knock anyone else, but who are you like? They got it. They're gonna be here.
There's somebody that's really incredible, that is very underrated, and that person is MyGuyMars.
MyGuyMars. Okay.
Putting all my money on him.
Listen, I 100% agree.
He shows up.
100% agree.
Sasha may say he's like probably 2 or 3 minutes late, but he's mostly on time.
Listen, you get to be, like, you get a half-hour window of being late.
Sign the contracts. I'm doing everything I'm supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? I'm listening.
Of course. Dropped a real project, not an EP. No Days Off 2. Let's not confuse it with it. That is a full-length motherfucking project.
Yes, sir.
Real cohesive too. Everything you can, everything you can tell has been produced. You know what I mean? It's cohesive. Everything sounds right. You touch a lot of different, like the range. You touch a lot of different pockets of not just West Coast hip hop. Like I said, to the top with Asia. Yeah, it doesn't really sound too different vibes. West Coast.
Shout out to man. That's really like the production, man. Shout out to Mike and Keys. Shout out to my brother King Bay.
Shout out. Mike and Keys, yeah.
Everybody involved.
The work you guys did together on Victory Lap is fucking crazy.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that.
Crazy. But let's focus in on MyGuyMars. So No Days Off 2 out now. Been 7 years. So if I do some math, your next project's gonna be 2030.
No, we're not doing that.
No,
we're not doing that.
No, are you gonna?
I'm back. I'm back now. See, 2016, I wasn't convinced that I was an artist. I just put music out because I was tired of holding on to it. You know what I'm saying? And I felt like if I didn't do it, because I had always put out music, like even since back in the day, like I was doing mixtapes with Don Cannon. I had a song with Nipsey in 2012 that he's on my song. You know what I'm saying?
Damn, yeah.
So it's called I'm About My Grind if y'all want to go look and run that up. But yeah, I did that like in 2012. So I was already releasing mixtapes and doing stuff like that. It was just, you know, I kind of got pulled into the production and, you know, wasn't really focusing on myself. And I didn't have people to like tell me to focus on myself because, you know, I was so used to producing for everybody. So a couple people like, you know, shout out to David Banner, shout out to, you know, a couple people that Tip, Snoop, you know what I'm saying? A couple people like kind of just noticed some of the songs I was doing. They're like, yo, you need to put this out. Like, yo, what you doing? Like, I didn't even know you know what I'm saying? And after that, I was just like, all right, cool. I'm gonna just put it out and just see where it happens.
Well, it must be. I asked Barodi the same thing, and I've asked a lot of because as like everything you've done in your career is fucking astronomical. But you've been involved in some moments in music that are like, oh shit, like some huge fucking records, right? Mm-hmm. And I asked Barodi about this because when he goes on tour with Bruno Mars, like anywhere you name it, they're performing, any stadium, right?
Right.
But then he just came out as an artist, and I know you've been out as an artist, but you had the little hiatus. Right. So is it a little humbling or like sobering when you guys like drop your solo work? And you might not get the same response that like Bruno Mars, That's What It's Like, did, or the records you done with Snoop did.
Yeah, I mean, I think Brody is like, literally like my little brother, and we're a lot of ways. I feel like he can agree to me saying that like, we don't really look for that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just about the music. So like, my job is to do the best music I can at the best quality and present it the best way I can and try to incorporate something that's, weird, educational, different, disruptive into my production. You know what I'm saying? To inspire and change lives. That's what the goal is. So like, if one person sees it or one person likes it, it's not about, I respect the fact that people listen to the music.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Yeah. If you like it, cool. If you don't like it, I feel like it's somebody that's going to be able to resonate with it. So
absolutely.
As long as it's one person that can be inspired, one person that can change their lives. I done have people come up to me or DM me all the time like, yo, bro, like I started this business off of this, or yo, I did this, or you know what I'm saying? All kind of stuff. So it's like, that just lets me know that, you know what I'm saying, I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. So
100%.
We don't look at it like, I don't have 7,000 followers and I don't have 7,000 views or 7 million. Like, as long as the music is out, we can just keep making music. If you don't like that, we're gonna make some more. If you don't like that, we're gonna keep making some more.
That's what I love about the position that you guys are in, because no one can tell you shit. You can do whatever the fuck you want. You have enough placements from your career that you don't give a shit what happens over there. You know what I mean? You're good regardless, so you can work freely. You guys are in a great place. If I could talk to God and be anybody, I would want to be in 1500 or nothing. I swear to God. No, you guys have worked with everybody. I have a Target theory. I have a theory that I would never want to walk into a Target and be bothered. You know what I mean? So I always bring up like the Neptunes. Mm-hmm. Pharrell can't walk into any Target in America.
Absolutely.
He might last 2 minutes in a Target. Chad Hugo can probably do like an hour in a Target, maybe like a half hour depending on where he's at. Mm-hmm. Shay Haley, that motherfucker Shay Haley could work at Target. No one would know. You know what I mean? But like, they're all equally.
They ain't gonna know until he played a video game. Like, wait, you look like the guy that was playing the video game on the cover.
Right? And they're all equally a part of that movement of the Neptunes and NERD. So according to my Target theory, like, I never want to walk into a Target and not be able to like enjoy myself and shop
I like
around.
being the Shay, man. I feel like I'm the Shay.
Yeah, so I would want to be one of y'all because you have it. And in any music room, we all know who the fuck you are. But like, you could probably get by in a Target for like 20 minutes, maybe 10 minutes, depending on where you are.
I can get through. I can shop through Target. I can do it. It's
fucking amazing. Amazing.
I don't never really have people like, you know what I'm saying, like bother me like that.
No, I know here and there some artists approach you like, dog, you gotta listen to my mixtape. Here's my phone, like play this shit right now.
Nah, it's more love than it is anything else. But I think the great thing is that like I've always been about the music. You know what I'm saying? And one of my favorite producers, if not my favorite producer, actually, is Jay Dilla. And he was always about the music. I had to find out who he was because I was so inspired and invested by the music. So I always wanted, that was my whole thing, was like, I wanted to make somebody feel like this. And that's what made me get into producing. So I never felt like I was doing it for somebody or, I wanted people to know. None of that. That only happened after people start taking credit, not giving you credit, not giving you your money, not giving you your publishing. Then it's like, okay, well, I might as well put my name on the beat, at least so people can know that I did it, just in case they don't put my name. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So
when after the records you've done, you can't like, people are gonna start knowing who the fuck Mars is.
Some people follow the sound, but I'm just saying as far as like, just the credit of it. Because credit is everything. So
Yeah.
You know.
Well, that's, man, I'm telling you, if I could be anybody, I would want to be in the group, or I'd want to be one of y'all. Like, I'll take you, I'll take Brody. You're
already in the vibe,
you know what
man.
I mean?
You good.
Nah, I appreciate that, man.
It's 1,500 of us. We could take one more. 1,500.
Let's go. And I love the way you guys got your name. It's so fucking iconic that I don't know what artist it was you guys were working with.
Bobby Valentino.
Bobby Valentino's people asked how much y'all want, and you said 1,500.
Yeah.
And then they were like, "What do you mean?" You were like, "Well, it's 1,500 or nothing." And then that's how
that was Chuck too. You know, I'm always gonna tell the truth.
Chuck.
I'm gonna tell you the real stories. That was Chuck. Chuck basically was banging on the dude like, "Hey, look, you gonna pay us 1,500 or nothing?" Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, whoa.
That's why it's nothing with the apostrophe.
Exactly.
That little...
Nothing. Like, you know, hey, they call me Chuck with 2 C's. Like, you gonna pay us 1,500 or nothing? I'm like, whoa, we don't. He's like, man, I like that name, man. That's a nice name. 1,500 or nothing.
And now I would say it'd be more appropriate to say like 20K or nothing. You know what I mean? Like we might have to change the name to like 100 bands or nothing.
Yeah, it could go higher.
Yeah,
it could go.
Jesus Christ, that is. Listen, man, you guys are. I told Brody the same thing, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart. Like, you guys are a gem to LA.
Thank you.
I am lucky to be in like a student or child of the game during the 1,500 moment or era.
I appreciate it.
Because you guys really have been crafting the sound in LA for a long fucking time.
Thank you.
And you guys don't, like, what did Suge Knight say back in the day? Like, if you don't want a producer all up in the cameras, like, you guys have played your role and let people like The Game, Nipsey, Kendrick, all these people shine. And what it's done for LA County, I feel like shouldn't go unnoticed. And if no one's giving you all your flowers, like, if I had actual flowers here, they're yours to keep.
It's all good, man. I appreciate it, man. This is great. You know what I'm saying?
I'm just super excited to have you here. And a couple more questions. One, you did 2 albums. You did one with Jane Hancock, one with Audio Push, right? We got another collab album. Like, is that something you might do sometime soon?
Yeah. Yes, I'm working on a couple things. I also just gave y'all 2 projects at the end of the year with my group 3 Ninjas, which is me and Mike and Keys. And
shit, my bad.
No, it's all good. It's an instrumental album we dropped in January, and then also we dropped another one in February. 3 Ninjas, Love and War. So you can definitely check that out. It's an instrumental project. Feel free to vibe to it, write to it. If you got some fire bars, DM us. This is what the music is for, to inspire.
Okay. I got another question for you. I work with the collective. We're not 1,500 or nothing. We're more like 100 or nothing, but called Something Dope for the People. It's open mic every week.
I love Something Dope
here
for the
in LA. And we always try to get advice and gems for our community. So if you're an up-and-coming artist, a hungry artist, what's a way to try to get 1,500's attention or get tapped in with you guys some way?
A great way to get someone's attention that produces quality music, or some people like us, I would say, is to just be consistent and make the best music you can make. In addition to that, find out what people aren't doing and what you're great at, and emphasize on that.
Okay,
you know what I'm saying?
I love that. Yeah. And what's something an artist should not do? What's a way an artist has hit up Mars where you're like, I am not fucking with this dude, no matter what that music sounds like?
I would say like not listening. That is like that's like the worst thing, because music is collaborative. You know what I'm saying? So like, if you telling me what you want to happen and I'm telling you how it can happen because I have to produce it and I'm in charge of the product, then it ain't gonna work. If you like, nah, we ain't gonna do it that way, I'm gonna just be like, all right, well, you just do the beat. I'll just leave.
Still
get paid.
Yeah, get the fuck out of my studio.
You know so it's like, I don't have those things that happen, but I would rather it happen like that.
No, it makes sense. A lot of people aren't good listeners, and they probably lose a lot of opportunities. So Man, my guy Mars, bro. From No Days Off to No Days Off to everything you done in between, everything you did prior. You're an absolute gem in LA. I really appreciate everything you guys do to give back. Like I said at the beginning of this, the Academy to me is like your magnum opus. Like that's some of the greatest shit I've seen in LA. Because not every producer has done that. I'm not knocking any other producer in general, but that's a very selfless thing. And I think the seeds that you're planting, almost like the way Snoop's Youth League has put players in the NFL,
absolutely
help OGZ and Osama, or fuck OGZ, DJ and Osama, like, you know what I mean? Obama, whatever, get to where they need to get to. It's incredible, man. So it's an honor to have you back here at Dash.
Thank you, man, for real. Thank y'all for having me.
No, of course. Final thing before we hop off. If someone's discovering your music right now, someone's discovering My Guy Mars' music right now, what's the first song you want them to listen to?
Probably. All right, I got two answers. The political answer is I would ask Sasha. And then the second answer.
Shout out to Sasha.
The second answer is probably What's Up or Real Love.
Okay. I feel that. Those are definitely great records on the project.
Just
you know
cool.
what's up to me is the way you did the Donnell Jones on that G-Funk vibe. I was like, God damn. My God, Mars, man.
Do something different, you know what I'm saying?
And anybody you want to shout out before we hop off?
Man, just everybody that's tuning in, you know what I'm saying? Everybody that's creating music, keep creating, you know what I'm saying? Keep inspiring, you know, you got this. God loves you, I do too.
I love that. God loves you, I do too. My Guy Mars, 1500 or Nothing in the house. No Days Off 2 is out now.
Yes, sir.
Everybody go check that out.
Tap in.
If you're not hip to Mars, where the fuck have you been, man? I don't know. What the
they there now.
Everybody's hip now. All right, man, we're out.